I'm very glad you've always kept the fullness in your lips, so I'm not going to lie.
Like my short hair? It's shorter on top.
It's delightful.
Thanks
No,
very
but it looks
much.
groomed. It's nice. I like
Thanks.
it.
I'm going on a mission. If you have a bicycle, I'd like to borrow it. Good morning.
I don't think there's a church that would really advocate you as a missionary. I'm not going to lie to you.
I'm the one they're trying to save.
Yeah, they were like, no.
It's a Todd and Erin daily stream. Good morning. Afternoon.
Okay.
Middle of all that.
Somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah.
What was this about no air conditioning?
I have let you down as a husband because for some reason Erin's car, it's a Traverse Chevy, and for some reason the air conditioning works great.
In the fall. It's great. In the
And
fall.
every once in a while it kicks in during the summer, and then you take a turn on a corner, and then it doesn't work, and then it surges on. You're like, yeah.
And then you take it down to the repair place, and they go, it's fine. I put a little coolant in, but no, it's fine. And
Because
then you drive out and...
It didn't screw up when they had it. You know, it's one of those things. But I've noticed is that when we're driving around, we have to take Erin's car, and they've got the kids in it and stuff, and all our windows are down and stuff. And you pull up to a red light, right? And you look over, and the people next to you have their windows all down. And it's a moment of solidarity where you're like this. You're like,
We know.
gotcha.
Nobody has air conditioning that works anymore in their cars.
That's why we only drive in places where there are McDonald's, so we can get ice cream cones.
All right, we have to make a deal, though. You have to take my car down to the dealership and get this dealt with, please.
But what about my
I can't go-
homeboys? What about my homeboys? Now we're going to pull up to the light and their windows down. They're going to be dying. And we're like, ooh, it's chilly in here. Isn't that leaving?
I have no sympathy for them whatsoever.
It's like leaving our posse behind.
No. I would be like, I know that I
right.
had to for the children. That's what I would do.
All right, the police are busy in Salt Lake
Oh,
City.
this is so awesome. No, it's West Jordan, and here's the deal. Sometimes you get those familiar faces. They've been through on a lot of petty convictions.
with the police,
So
right?
the police kind of get to know names and faces.
Right.
Guys, or gals, I'm not trying to be sexist, who
Right.
might have gone in and out a few times.
Old, young,
Sure.
sure.
Well, West Jordan man is facing some fairly severe charges because police had pulled him over like random stop last night, and he was driving a really beautiful, supremely expensive motorcycle.
And they're fast, and you know they're not allowed to chase them
well, there's a
if
reason.
it's a bullet bike because you'll put everybody in danger.
Yeah, this wasn't a bullet bike; it was a Ducati, which I believe are ridiculously expensive.
And fast.
In any case, they stopped him on a traffic violation, and he went, oh, and they said, hey, driver's license, and they went, oh yeah, it's what's his name? It's Briggs, right, Brandon? And he looked at them and he went, and he took off, and they realized it was a
Never a good
stolen
thing.
motorcycle. Now, there's
Never
two
a
ways you
good
could have
thing.
handled this. Yeah, sure, you could have chased him,
Right.
endangered perhaps the public,
This is true.
where it used a lot of gas, effort.
I didn't even think about the wear and tear on the police
Yeah,
car
or they could just drive over to Brandon's house and park around the corner.
because they know him.
And then Brandon comes home on his brand new stolen motorcycle, and they go, hey, why don't you just lean over so we can handcuff you now?
Think of the money they saved with the gas and the wear and tear on the vehicles, plus the taser.
The only thing I want to say is, Brandon, kitten, you just,
Don't steal stuff.
number one, you drove stolen merchandise back to your house.
Right. And they know who you were.
They knew who you were.
You gave them your license.
It's not like it was a surprise.
Right. Okay. This story I want to tell you has got to do with your the pikanagaka. What is it called? The snickabahoda. The
Schadenfreude?
yes.
And this is where you receive pleasure in the misfortunes of others.
Where does that come from?
German.
Say it again.
Schadenfreude.
Oh, it sounds like food.
Okay.
For the soul. Okay.
Or the spiteful part of us. Anyway,
Here's the story.
What is the
I read this
Schadenfreude about?
today. I don't even need any facts on this. Siberia and Russia. And Siberia is you know, that's where the gulags were.
Let's just say you're not going to screw with anything from Siberia.
It's like living in northern Russia. And so anyway, this guy's who's living up there because he doesn't know that it's warm climates in other places. He goes out hunting. And so what he comes upon is, and I think they're endangered, a Siberian tiger.
Oh my God, yeah.
And their heads are this big, right?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, and their paws are like pizzas. And so he came across it, had just made a kill, And so he took a shot at the tiger and grazed it.
To like chase him off?
I don't know where he hit it, but he injured the tiger to a point where the tiger ran away. And the guy living in Siberia and going to make the best of every moment goes through and cuts a piece of the thing he killed, cuts a big chunk out of it, throws it on his shoulder.
Oh, he took the tiger's prey.
Right.
This seems so ill-advised.
Tiramisu, if you were at a restaurant and someone happened to walk their fingers,
I would stab them to death with my soup spoon.
There'd be like a soup spoon sticking out like this.
Yeah, pretty much.
So
I'm not going to lie.
No. The interesting thing the tiger did, and this is much like the motorcycle story, the tiger came back around.
Realized his prey had been stolen.
But he came back around, basically in between the hunter and his cabin, caught his scent, and followed the scent where the hunter was not, back to his cabin.
This tiger's playing the long game. I like him.
The tiger busted into the cabin.
No way.
He tore up everything this guy owned, anything that smelled like him. This cat.
So he was holding a grudge. I mean, this was like a really fairly large grudge.
And then the tiger, and this is probably an hour and a half before the hunter guy, the poacher, got back.
Yeah.
So he's torn up all his stuff, and he sits inside the cabin.
I just can't imagine coming home and the tiger's like, "You're out of Doritos, and we need to have a talk."
By the way, that rump roast you're having on your shoulder and the one you're wearing on your butt,
so the poacher,
those are mine.
The poacher comes home and the tiger's sitting in his living room.
Is waiting for him.
Waiting for him.
Yeah.
What happens then?
He eats them. Duh. So
I have mad respect for
what?
Schadenfreude.
It's a Schadenfreude.
No, but it's like I have mad respect for tigers. They're incredibly intelligent animals, and they actually are known for being intensely patient.
Mutton-like fists.
But I did not know they were capable of a spite level that high, and it's like I can't help but respect you.
Any tiger will hurt you. So the Siberian tiger is just impressive on the kill. Tell me something good. It's brought to you by PC Laptops. By the way, our show is powered by PC Laptops. I say this once and I'll say it again. The computer we have that they build for us is better than our show. That really is kind of a low bar for you to be setting. Let's say that the computer they built is more complicated than NASA. How's that? Anybody else's computer. It's really amazing. But the nice thing is they actually start at $7.99 for a desktop or a laptop, and then you can go up from there with all the bells and whistles. But lifetime warranty on labor and parts. Do you know they fix iPhones too? I know. I saw someone waiting there the other day. Actually, 3 people waiting there, and they just came out and was like, "Here's yours, here's yours, here's yours." Isn't that nice? Everyone's happy. They go home. Because there's like 10 locations. It's easy. Tell me something good. I like Elon Musk. I'm sorry. I only see the headline this, and I hope it's as good as I think. I just like Elon Musk. I think he's ridiculously creative. What's he do? And tell everybody what he does. He's the creator of Tesla Automotive, and he, of course, is the CEO, and he's insanely rich, and he sent up a space shuttle with his personal Tesla in it, and he's kind of awesome and brilliant. He's also the one that created weather balloons that actually created a power system for the island of Puerto Rico. A wireless connection system. Yeah, which was amazing. And he also put generators in the hospitals and stuff like that. And he'd been working on the Thai rescue of those boys with the concept of a mini submarine until, fortunately, the divers were able to get them out. But this is what he does. He's like, this is what you'd want to do if you were this person. Right? If you had gazillion $11, you'd be like, I could totally do that. So what do you do? Well, so this is the thing. I mean, he's brilliant. So people have started actually going on Twitter with him and going, could you do this? Just seem like difficult, complex things that have not been able to be solved. Now, I'm going to say smaller things would be interesting, like can you fix this or that? But it's not like a major undertaking, because you think, oh, that'd be asking too much. Well, for me, this is like an incredibly major and important undertaking, because our kids actually had lead poisoning from paint in our house. So I know exactly what these parents in Flint are going through. And after all the brouhaha and the furor and the cover stories, they haven't done anything. It still isn't clean, safe water in Flint, Michigan. So basically, they're drinking here in America still bottled water. They don't have the money to rip up the lines and put new ones in, because it's a massive infrastructure. Because the lead has infiltrated and stuck to the pipes, and is constantly giving off more lead, and you can't drink it. So here's this guy. His name's Dylan. He's from Flint, and he goes, hey, Elon Musk, I heard a bunch of people saying. First of all, I love the fact of it's like, Hey,
Elon.
Elon.
And he says, I heard a bunch of people saying there's no way that you could help get clean water to Flint, Michigan. Said you wouldn't be capable. And then he did.
Oh, he challenged
And then he
him?
kind of did in parentheses, well, that's just what they said. Clever. And so Elon Musk immediately rose to the task and he goes, please consider this a commitment that I will fund fixing the water in any house in Flint that still has water contamination above FDA levels. No kidding. So
That's what he did.
and he wasn't. So in the tweets and posts that followed, he was posting to call Flint, Michigan residents, send me direct messages with information about your water testing and your results. Let me know where you're at. And he started developing these grids where he could see profoundly impacted areas. And because of the flood of information that came in, it was incredible. God, I love Twitter. He started literally building grids of the most potential areas.
So question. So he's not getting into the city system. He's doing it house by house.
House by house.
House by house.
And so that's why he had to figure out where the worst hit places were. He actually got caught by CNET News and said, is this crap for real? And he went,
no.
Yeah. And it was so adorable. There's a little activist from Flint. Her name's Mary Kopney. She's known as Little Miss Flint. She's 11. And she's actually kind of been spearheading like a lot of fundraisers and stuff. She's really cool. And she was hosting a charity event on her birthday. And she reached out to Elon and said, hey, I know that you guys are kind of working on the water thing. I was just wondering, could you do something for the community? And he goes, yeah. So Tesla donated over $500 and another bazillion 9 pallets of water for the residents while they're doing this. And it was incredible. Here's the thing that's ironic. One of the people who tweeted him back said, hey, Flint friends, let's make this happen. If you're a resident dealing with contaminated water and still paying some of the highest water bills in the country.
Screw you, Flint.
If that is not insult to injury, I can't even begin. Here's your chance. Elon Musk is setting up a database. He needs to have your information.
All right, so good. All right, so he's taking care of that.
So
Let's go.
So this is the funny part, though. So he did get a couple of questions from reporters going, you're not really doing this. And Little Miss Flint's the one that came up. This 11-year-old going, hey, world, let's set this record straight. I have been working with Elon Musk and his team for over a week to figure out the best solution to help. I'm extremely grateful for everything he's done. And she took the reporters down. It was epic. So here's the awesome thing. They've been doing the work. He's got the grid set, and they're going to start in the worst hit area, work through the houses, and then start on the next one and go on.
Oh wait.
I love this man.
Wait. State couldn't do it. Federal couldn't do it. Individual can do it. Oh wait, you're right. He's an individual who went to space.
You know, and I love it. I love the ingenuity and the inventiveness, but it also still kills me that it's like, but what are we all paying you all of our taxes for then?
Okay, all right.
But But the best story here is this. Oh, are you having calm now?
Yeah, let's going to have calm now. Okay, hang on.
Are we being zen for a reason?
I don't even know what this means, but it's like, I'm okay. Is that what it means? I'm okay? I don't know. If there was a gong, it would be softly gonged right now. Because inner peace is doesn't exist. It just doesn't, unless you've hidden yourself away in the bathroom and locked the door, Erin. To find that moment of anyway, I am going to attempt in the video next to help you.
You're going to achieve a level of namaste that will benefit us all.
What's namaste?
That it's basically the signature.
I thought it was a dessert.
It's the signature greeting with yoga and peace and gentleness.
I'm going to take a shot at it here.
We're brought to you by Fink & McGregor. Mortgages made simple. Just head to fink-mcgregor.com. Take 4 minutes to answer some questions, and you'll get a great idea about mortgages that you're eligible for. And by Stay Fit Wellness Clinic. Go get a personalized health analysis. This is the time to get back in shape, feel better, feel younger, and without a ton of new medications at stayfitwellnessclinic.com.
Oh, hi there. I was just sitting here enjoying the quiet moment. Everybody needs one. And there's so many ways to go about it. Yoga works for some people, hiking for others. Reading a good book, and if you're a mom, locking yourself in the bathroom to read that book is very enjoyable. Some people bake and others garden. Everyone has their own way. A good movie and a couch on a night is plenty to enjoy. Camping is also good. Camping with friends is good. And fishing. Oh, think about fishing. Fishing is great. You know, if you're out fishing in the quiet, and the winds and the hawks flying over, it really can be a very restful place. But the important thing is you need to find what that is that makes you that comfortable. Crafting, hot glue guns. For a lot of people, that's what it is. For other people, it could be, I don't know, grabbing a pizza and going over to your friend's house. Time alone is very important. You could sit in a hammock. You could go dancing. Whatever it is, all you need to do is find that place of yours and make sure that it, no matter how ridiculous it might be, you really just need to find something that makes you happy. So my advice, go find that thing.
We're brought to you by Stay Fit Wellness Clinic. If you're tired of feeling sick and tired, it's time to make an appointment with Dr. Bowden for a new holistic health plan to make you feel better, lose weight, sleep well at stayfitwellnessclinic.com. And by Magic Wash with 2 locations in South Ogden and Layton. Come in for the ceramic car wash that keeps your car cleaner longer by sheeting all the dirt and the water off your nice shiny finish.
So if you feel like you're in a position where you'd like to do something like that, you could always use
and
foster
it's a
families.
temporary pet. It's not like a hamster only lives 4 years. This is like something you take care of, make it better, and then give to somebody else. And you can keep doing that with all different kinds of animals. Anyway,
just so you know,
I want to talk to you about a group of people that I feel are kind of sad. The flat earthers.
You are obsessed with the flat earthers. It's it's because you just can't accept that they're not going to see reason, isn't it?
It's a round world.
It just perplexes you. You just can't stand that they won't see reason.
It's a round world after all. It's a round world after. So the point is that these people think that the world is a disc that sits like this in space, and they've come up with ideas about the edges and how that works, and how the fact that this is rushing through space, hence gravity, that would be air pressure, gravity is formed.
Do they explain how we do the whole thing with the moon and the sun being in the same position?
Fake. The space station photos, fake. Or just a disc. Anyway, there's a scientist, and he's really funny, and he's in Saskatchewan.
And usually, I'm going to be honest, the Canadians usually are so laid back, they're like, whatever you want to believe.
Right.
But this guy is like a science, he's a man of science. He's like, I cannot allow this.
He can do that because he doesn't have to pay for medical insurance.
He calls himself a self-described whimsical scientist. His name is Curtis Bout.
And he's got a bike.
And he traveled from Vancouver to Regina to recreate an ancient experiment. This is actually very creative.
Over 2,000 years ago, help me out this. It's a Greek mathematician. I dare you to say this name.
Eratosthenes.
How do you say that when you're... Never mind. Yell that name out. Okay, never mind. Okay, so he set up a straight line, and he set up sundials, because that's what they used 2,000 years ago. And he found out that the sundials were off. They didn't match up. They were off, and that's because of the curvature of the Earth. Now, our whimsical scientists had a bicycle. Now, Saskatchewan...
and a certain fierce dedication to science, apparently.
Right.
Yeah.
Saskatchewan is... it's Canada. It's trees. It's trees and not a huge amount of mountains. And so when they made roads, they made friggin' straight roads. It's one of the longest, straightest roads in the world.
Really? That's so interesting.
It's
well, it's prairie. That's the part of the prairie land of Canada. Yeah. So I mean, it's
just
flat land.
We've got some beavers here, but we'll just tuck them away and we'll just keep going. And so he got on his bicycle. Read this.
I kind of love this guy. He goes, I came to Saskatchewan because there's one of the longest and straightest roads in the entire world, which will allow me to measure for a very long distance in a straight line on my bike. So he partnered with the Saskatchewan Science Center to recreate the experience. He biked 138 kilometers straight down Highway 33 to Stoughton. Now, once there, he set up a sundial, and measurements of the shadows were taken in the two communities at the same time of day. He found there was a 3.9 centimeter difference in the length of the shadows. He He said by doing that we could calculate how big the Earth was. The shadows, he said, leaning towards the camera, were not the same size because the Earth is round.
It's so funny, too, because he goes online and he posts this stuff, and he wants to engage with these delusional,
Well, and I'm sure he's perhaps hoping he can change minds and educate. And,
he wants to have an open discussion with the delusional is my word. Stupid, that's my word. He said with these people and skeptics about the Earth being round. Evidently, these people have never taken a plane ride.
I just think they're all screwing with us. They're like, we really know it's round. We just like making you argue with us and get frustrated. I can't help but feel it's like this big practical joke with them, like, oh, we know.
I want to have, like the Bigfoot guys who waste all their money and go out and look for Bigfoot, and seriously,
look at Scat.
They call him Squatch, and they go out and they use up the kids' college funds to buy equipment and sensor equipment and all this stuff, and they're looking for, and you gotta love them, but if it's a hobby and you're drinking beer, that's great, but these people are like seriously serious about it, and I God love them, but
I guess anywhere where you can call Sasquatch by his nickname, then you're tight. You guys are like this. You're brothers.
The thing that bothers me, because it used to be on Discovery Channel, it's they would just come out with random facts. Is like they go, well, Squatch loves peanut butter, so what we're going to do, and it's like, wait, what'd you just say? Peanut butter. Why does
Yeah, he loves that.
It's not even a regional food. What? Anyway.
All right, tell me about the little homecoming, because this is a beautiful story.
This is so funny.
This is a moment of faith and return.
On the
it's
coast.
Like one of those lost pets that goes across the country.
Yeah.
To find their master.
His name is Doug, and Doug lost his house in the Hurricane Sandy, and so.
How long ago was that?
2014.
That's right.
A lot of people suffered, and a lot of people paid the price and tried to get their lives back together. And Doug lost everything. He lost his house and everything there. Along with it, every possession he had was rushed out to sea. He got a phone call from...
That's not painful at all.
From the police department 2 counties over. And they said, hey...
when was this phone call?
2014 and 2018.
So this is 4 years later, and
4
this
years
is
later.
recently, okay.
So evidently after the hurricane, there's a huge job of cleanup and stuff. And basically what they do is they collect personal property that they find that's intact.
Sure.
And they'll bring it to a yard, and they'll go through and they'll get the serial numbers. And sometimes the light isn't good, or the eyesight.
I'm figuring that's also not a high priority.
It's not.
It's there, and you want to be able to do it. Like maybe if there's a chance, but it's not like saving lives.
It's the guy who screwed up and crashed his cruiser, and they put him on this duty, and he goes out and he looks at the equipment, he gets serial numbers, and then they try to file it and whatever. And the guy wrote the number down wrong on this guy's jet ski. They took a 1 for an L.
Okay.
So it went.
Easy to happen.
And evidently someone else crashed a cruise, and they got sent back out into the yard. And they went through and they corrected the mistake. He wrote down the serial number. And they called Doug. And they said, listen, I know this is... He thought it was a prank call. They said, we got your jet ski.
Yeah, it's 4 years later. It's like, no, dude, it's in Guam by now.
2014, it's like crushed. It's crushed under a car. It's crushed. They go, no, you get yourself a trailer, come down and get it. We're not going to do it for you. And so basically he goes down there and he gets it. And he goes, oh my gosh.
That's actually his?
Yeah, and it's not like...
It's like the little jet ski who came home.
It's not like beat up or crashed up or anything. And so he puts it on a trailer, brings it home, and he says, what the hell? He takes it down and he puts it in the water, and literally he pushes the start button, because the key was still in it. Key on, start button, starts up.
To me this story is like, well, okay, but I know that every man is out there and their eyes are filled with tears, just like
they
yours.
are.
That's the thing where I'm genuinely
Some women.
well, okay.
Yeah.
But I know that every man out there is like, shut up, man, I ain't crying. You're crying. I know you're all out there doing this right now. You're like, it's allergies, shut up.
It's like
so
Lassie
beautiful.
coming home.
Yeah, I know
really
you're doing
is.
this right now.
Hey, we're going to talk about some more stuff, but I want to tell Millennium Financial. And I thought this was really interesting because, you know, we're sitting there having pizza the other night, and we're looking at all the pieces. We had two of the pizzas, one in each box, and half was gone and 3/4 was gone on the other. And I thought, if we could patch these all together, we could have a whole pie. And the reason I say that is because Millennium Financial, that is exactly what they do. They go through and they say, what's your 401k? How much have you saved? If you haven't saved a lot, how much more can you save? What do we need to do? Are your kids going to college? Is there equity in your house? See where I'm going? So that they basically put all the pieces of pie together. I'm back to the pie.
That was
That's
a good
right.
one. Any
That's
analogy you use with food, you know I'm paying attention.
Well,
I'm like really paying attention.
Pizza,
So, yeah.
I nailed you on this one. So anyway, so that's what they do. So if you want more information, Millennium Financial.
New Millennium Financial, you can go to utahsfinancialplanner.com. That's utahsfinancialplanner.com.
You know, some people seem like they've jumped the gun on medical stuff.
Well, this is. I thought this was an urban legend, but after I read the story, I actually got confirmation from you and from like 3 or 4 other people on Facebook. They're like, no, I'm totally.
Yeah, it's totally on.
And I'm not going to say who, but apparently there was a gardener who worked for the church. He goes, I have to pull those out all the time.
Pull what out?
Well, here's the deal. The city workers who weed and water the flowers in Powell, Wyoming.
Right.
You know, they take care of all the pretty city gardens and the baskets and such.
Right.
They found something tucked in with all the other plants, and they're like, and they didn't recognize it, and they're like, well, it's sappy and it's all sticky, and they're like, I wonder if it's one of those weeds.
And I'm going to say that a lot of people don't recognize certain plants.
I'm not going to lie, I don't.
Poison ivy, you can get poison ivy because you know what the plant looks like.
Leaves of 3, leave them be, right?
And shiny.
Okay.
But there are plants where, you know, if it gets high enough, you think it belongs there.
Now, this is my favorite quote. City Parks Superintendent Del Bart said, well, the plants.
Oh, we're talking about cannabis, by the way.
No, I was going to bust that out as the big finish.
I'm so sorry.
Because the plants in question grew under the other plants and then grew taller and faster. He said they were several inches tall before we realized they were not part of the original planting of the festive decorative planters in front of the mayor's office. He says, I don't know how long they've been here, but we've pulled them out. And they're like, are there surveillance cameras? And they went, yeah, but we don't have any suspects.
Right.
Now, sadly, of course, recreational marijuana is legal in 9 U.S. states, but yes, it isn't in Wyoming, and it isn't here.
This happens.
But
I've read other stories.
But I've read this and I went, that
everywhere.
doesn't happen. And no,
Right.
I actually
It
got
does.
confirmation. They're like, no, it happens.
No, they have.
They're planting. So they're what? Like planting the seeds, like
just
Johnny
dropping-
Appleseed,
just-
but on
yeah,
high,
just
but
drop-
high, and
just dropping. No, they're not high. They're just seeds.
no, I meant the Johnny Appleseed guy who's planting. I'm going.
It's funny. They have gone to people, grandma's houses, and in the front they have these elaborate bushes and stuff, or in the backyard when the police kind of pull up and go,
Nana, what are you?
like, Nana, what?
Oh, that's my grandson.
What's going? No, it's just like they come up and people are like, yeah, exactly, and they're like, it's just a pretty plant, and the police are like, well, we can't arrest her. We'll just pull the plant and throw it in the trunk and go home. You know, it's just like
My nephew Jeffrey's going to be very
oh
disappointed.
my gosh, he'll never get Nana's cookies again. That just sucks. All right, well, guys.
This moment of slight amusement brought to you by Brio Technologies, your experts in lighting, sound, and video. You can go to brioaudiovisual.com to learn more about how they can make you an incredible media system.
Should we tell them about any food items that we have coming up to bribe them?
Yeah, how about Christopher's?
Christopher's Steakhouse, downtown Salt Lake City. If you want incredible steak, matter
Why
of fact,
haven't we eaten there yet? We've been talking about this for a freaking year, and Melissa, the general manager, even said we could go.
I'm going.
Why have we not been fed?
I've been through therapy because we haven't gone. And if you haven't been there, just the side dishes alone are amazing. And we're giving away a table for 4. We're going to take care of the tab. You guys go and have a great time, and all you have to do is like and share the show.
It's pretty embarrassingly simple because we're against effort. So, and we do this all the time, so it doesn't matter if you're watching this at a later date, you're not watching this, if it's on demand, fine. We do it all the time, so I'll just pick a recent share. We have a winner every Friday, and it should be you.
All right, so thanks for watching on the Todd and Erin Daily Stream, and we'll talk to you tomorrow morning.
I'm not sure I could recognize a marijuana plant. Like if you had the daisies and the asters, if you showed me this one, I wouldn't go, oh my God, that's a marijuana. I would not know.
That's
I would
because
be like,
you're not a gardener, hon. You basically kill ivies. That's your job.
I mow the lawn.